Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Cameron Sutton receives NFL suspension decision, report. It was a foregone conclusion that Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Cameron Sutton was going to receive a suspension from the league. The question was how long was the suspension going to be? Sutton received his answer on July 8. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported that the NFL has suspended Sutton for the first 8 games of the 2024 regular season. Sutton received his suspension for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. Cameron Sutton of the Pittsburgh Steelers is suspended without pay for the first 8 games of the 2024 regular season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy, it was announced today, Pelissero wrote on X, formerly Twitter. The NFL investigated the March incident involving Sutton and determined he violated the personal conduct policy. Sutton will be eligible for reinstatement on October 29 following the Steelers' Week 8 game against the New York Giants. Cameron Sutton of the Pittsburgh Steelers is suspended without pay for the first 8 games of the 2024 regular season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy, it was announced today. The NFL investigated the March incident involving Sutton and determined he violated the. After playing his first 6 NFL seasons with the Steelers, Sutton signed a 3-year, $33 million contract with the Detroit Lions last year. But the team released him after 1 season. The Lions released Sutton on March 21 after the Hillsborough County, Florida, Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for Sutton's arrest on suspicion of domestic violence. Sutton's suspension means the Steelers will have to navigate the first half of the 2024 campaign without the 29-year-old cornerback. ESPN's Adam Schefter wrote on X that Sutton will not appeal his suspension. Cameron Sutton's discipline is final, Schefter wrote. He is not appealing. Part of the reason why Sutton was available for the Steelers to sign to a league minimum deal was because of the likelihood that he would receive a significant suspension for 2024. CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin reported that Sutton turned himself into police on April 1. That was more than a week after the Detroit News' Justin Rogers reported that Hillsborough County Police made multiple attempts to contact Sutton but were unable to reach him. After they were unable to speak to Sutton, the sheriff's office posted on X that they had issued a warrant for Sutton's arrest on suspicion of aggravated battery, domestic violence. Upon Heavy Sports' request for additional information on March 20, officials clarified that Sutton was wanted on suspicion of domestic battery by strangulation, a felony. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin began receiving questions about Sutton immediately after the warrant for Sutton's arrest. Tomlin was standoffish with the media, telling reporters that it was none of their business whether he had been in contact with the cornerback. The Steelers signed Sutton on June 5. That was roughly 6 weeks after ESPN reported Sutton entered a pretrial diversion program to resolve his domestic violence case. Sutton led the Lions in defensive snaps last season. With the Steelers, he is expected to play more of a secondary role at nickel cornerback. But until Week 9, Pittsburgh will have to find other cornerbacks to line up in the slot. The day before signing Sutton, the Steelers added veteran cornerback Grayland Arnold to the roster. He could play nickel cornerback until Sutton returns. The Steelers also could try Josiah Scott, Thomas Graham Jr., or undrafted rookie Beanie Bishop Jr. in the slot. Joey Porter Jr. and Dante Jackson are expected to start at outside cornerback. In 6 seasons with the Steelers from 2017 to 22, Sutton posted 168 combined tackles, 38 pass defenses, and 8 interceptions. He started 39 of 84 games. With the Lions, Sutton started all 17 contests last season, recording 65 combined tackles, 6 pass defenses, and 1 interception. 3 bold predictions ahead of the start of Steelers' 2024 training camp. It's that time of year once again. The Steelers prepare to head to training camp later this month at St. Vincent College. We will see who makes the final cut for the 53-man roster and who gets sent hopping down Highway 30. We will get our first look at the Steelers' rookies over the first 3 preseason games, hoping some show flashes of greatness. This season's training camp promises to be more exciting than previous ones. We have 2 promising new quarterbacks, a running back looking to secure a new contract, an overhauled offensive line, and some impressive defensive rookies. Although we won't have a clear picture of who rises to the top until the end of August, fans have plenty to look forward to in the preseason. While we may not have a crystal ball to gaze into for answers to how the 2024 season plays out, that does not stop sports writers from making their own predictions. Thus, here are 3 predictions of what fans could expect from the Steelers in the coming 2024 NFL season. While seemingly, many have already written Russell Wilson's NFL obituary before playing 1 game this year, he has a huge opportunity to prove all the naysayers wrong. Perhaps he won't, but it would undoubtedly be Wilson if anyone can. It's doubtful you will see Wilson pass for 4,000 yards or 40 touchdown passes, as he has in previous seasons. However, the beautiful thing is he does not need to. The Steelers can and will do surprisingly well if he can pass for 3,000 to 3,500 yards and at least 20 to 25 touchdowns. That would eclipse anything Kenny Pickett did in his 2 seasons or what Justin Fields did in Chicago. Production even remotely close allows the Steelers to challenge for the AFC North crown. Look for Wilson to pass for 3,000 yards and pass for 25 touchdowns this season. With his efforts, the Steelers will win the AFC North, and the Steelers will win their first playoff game since the 2016 season, and their first playoff win post-Ben Roethlisberger. There are many questions about whether Najee Harris will return to the Steelers in 2025. However, even if he does not, he plays for a new contract. His performance in 2024 will determine how that process goes. The upside is that even if he does not return, the Steelers will benefit from the fruits of his labor. We also know Arthur Smith likes to run the ball, and the Steelers have invested heavily in improving their offensive line to make that happen. Assuming the Steelers' offensive line improves as we all hope it does, Najee Harris could have his best production since his rookie campaign. Success like that could put him near 1,200 rushing yards and perhaps close to 4.5 yards per carry. He could also add another 40 to 50 receptions on top of that. Even if he falls short of that, an improved offensive line could allow Jaylen Warren to make up any shortages. Considering Warren is averaging 6.8 yards per carry, he could also have a breakout season. With help from the improved offensive line, the Steelers' running game could become a game-changer. It might even pose a formidable challenge to many opponents. A successful running game would prevent Wilson from facing third-and-long situations, improving his performance, which the Steelers aim for. This could make Wilson's performance even more impressive. Steelers CB Cameron Sutton, suspended for 8 games. Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Cameron Sutton has been suspended for 8 games by the NFL for violating the league's personal conduct policy. ESPN reported that Sutton does not plan to appeal the suspension. The minimum suspension for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy is 6 games. During his suspension, Sutton will not count against the Steelers' salary cap or 53-man roster. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Cam Sutton? Leave your opinion in the comments.